Hi, it's Cindy Fodor here with Stamp the Love, and it is Make It Monday. I'm excited to show you some really fun stuff tonight, so pop on, say hello, and let me know that you're here. Let me just pop on here and make sure that everything is going well, because things looked a little different this evening when I, whoops, wrong one. When I came on, they changed some stuff, so I hope that everything goes okay. Let's see if we are transmitting here. Hey, there it is. It's working. All right. So I hope that you're having a good evening, and I hope that that evening includes a visit with me and some fun stuff that we're going to be doing. So I'm going to give you a chance to jump on quick, and then I'll get started. Okay? So... do 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 do. No, I won't sing. All right, so let's go ahead and let's do the first drawing. Now, some of you will remember that for each month I am giving away a prize. Hi, Jeannie. Good to see you. For every $50 order that you place in the month, I put your name in the drawing for a prize. January's prize, hi Debbie, hi Sylvia, yeah, you guys did remember. So January's prize was the block storage caddy. And if you guys will bear with me a second, I recorded the drawing on my phone. It's not great, but you at least, hi Sylvia, the other Sylvia, you at least will see the drawing in person so that you can see how it was done. It's sort of cool. Let me just think. I have to think how I do this. You won't hear the sound because I'm not going to change the sound. That's too much to do. But if I click this button, hang with me. Hi, Linda. And then here's the drawing. So it should be showing you this right now. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. I want you guys to tell me if you see it. Hi Talara, hi Barbara. So you should be seeing the spinning wheel. Let me know if you're seeing it. And Subi is the winner. So Subi, if you're listening live or during the recording, you get to see that you won the storage caddy. All right. So guys, just let me know if that worked okay, if you were able to see that. Okay, good. Thanks, Debbie. All right, so Subi won this. That's not the only drawing. If you were here last Monday, you remember that I was giving away a set of the new Butterflies and Flowers layering masks that I demoed last week. So I did that drawing on random.org. And I put your name in if you comment for every comment that you made, and if you shared our video. So thank you for sharing. And I did the drawing with random.org, and one of you that's on here tonight won it. So Sylvia Cochran, you won the layering masks. So yay! I will get those to you. I will bring them to your house Wednesday when we have class. How exciting is this, right? Okay, one more, because guess what? Hey guys, I did a party this week for a 12-year-old girl, almost 13. She had about 17 guests, including her and several other kids, and their moms, of course. And her party was over $1,000. Yeah, how cool is that? So, as you can imagine, that popped us $1,000 down for my drawing. So I have to tell you who the winner's going to be, and it's going to be my hostess, my little hostess with the mostest, and she gets box 26, and her name is Rosalind Nell, and she gets resin hearts. Let's get those out just in time for Valentine's. So congratulations, Rosalind. And thank you for a wonderful, wonderful party. That I need to do one of those every month, guys. And that will help me to get this back down a little faster, right? Okay. There were some other young girls there who also wanted to have a party, so I just have to talk to their moms and see if their moms will let them. Okay, so that was our fun drawings, guys. Thank you for joining me for that. Let me get rid of some junk here. A couple things I want to just mention. So right now, we have this special purchase going on, and it is called All Together. It's a bundle of, it's an assortment of things, but there are word dies. There are also shape dies. I'm going to show you this under my camera in a bit. There's designer paper right here. And then there's all of these new natural tone blends. Okay, so I'll just show you here. You can see the dies. Here's the stamps. Let's see. Here's the stamps. Here's the dies. Here's the blends, and here is the paper. All right, this is a pre-order. Sorry, I was squinting looking at that. This is a pre, like it's going to go in the next catalog, the stamps, I think. Let me say that right. It's an early release. But the paper will not be, let me just say this right. I think only the blends will go into the catalog. The other things I believe are just while supplies last. And yeah, for a couple of months. So, okay, that won't go in. Only the blends will go into the new catalog. I had to say that right. Okay, so I wanted to show you a card that I did. I did it at Rosalind's. Well, I did it before Rosalind's party. But if you'll remember, back, I think in the summer, I showed you how to take vellum and do like an alcohol marker effect. So I colored some of the new markers. Sorry, I have to scratch my eye. Some of the new markers I colored in circles on the paper, dropped some, I used 91 or 92% alcohol, I believe, and then used the heat tool to create this look. As demonstrators, we can go on demonstrator planning place, and somebody had an idea like this, and hers turned out much cuter than mine, but I'm just learning it. I'm learning this technique. But, so I did like all the different colors of the markers, not all of them, but 6 of them. And it sort of went wherever it wanted to on the paper. And then after it dried, I actually embossed this image right here. And what I thought was really cool is she said that she just took a Q-tip and dipped it in alcohol and went over the paper inside of where she embossed, and it took the ink away. And that's exactly what I did. So there's no it's all one layer. It's all one piece of vellum, and I put yeah, I colored that. So it was really fun to do, and that was with those new blends. So really cool, great colors for skin tones, and so I'm really happy that we have some new blends. I imagine we'll probably have a few more new ones when the new catalog comes out. So I'm going to flip over here to my other screen so that you can see that card a little bit better. Well, maybe it's going to flip over. There we go. So you can see here where the ink and the alcohol blended together. But yeah, isn't that awesome? So yeah, so that was fun. And again, I told you that I would show you this a little bit better. I haven't played with this yet, but I know that some of you have. I know Barbara Brocker did. I saw a card that she did. So, and I'm excited about these word dies because I'm a sucker for word dies for my scrapbooking. So I think that'll be fun. And of course, it's really, this is all about being there for each other, sharing love, and that type of thing. So letting people know that they matter. So it's a really good some good sentiments in this set. Okay, so would you like to see what I'm going to show you tonight? I saw this idea on Demonstrator Planning Place, and I've been wanting to do it. So I'm going to show you how to make this card. And we are using, let me grab the stamps here. So I'm using this Bamboo Beauty, which I love. I don't know, there's just something stunning about this. And of course, there's some nice sayings in this set as well. And then I'm using Oceanfront. Only a couple stamps from this, if you can believe that. So I'm using those 2 stamp sets. And I'm also using the Layering Squares dies. I use this big square here, just the plain square. And so the reason I did that was because I wanted to create a template. So I'm going to leave this glued to my card if I can. And I'm just going to slip my piece of cardstock underneath here. And I'm also using something tonight that is retired. And I hope that you'll forgive me if you don't own it and you want it as much as I love it. I don't know if you can see on this, but after I did everything, I ran it through the subtle embossing folder. That sadly is retired. It really shouldn't be. It is the best embossing folder that we've ever had. And you keep pushing it to the side. Oh, yeah. So anyway, so I did use that at the end because there's just no embossing folder that does everything that does. My next favorite that I would use if I didn't still own that one would be the texture embossing folder, the textile, I'm sorry. Okay, so I am using, let me just scoot this. I'm gonna just tear this off of here so it's sort of out of my way. And you know, I might place, if I have my washi tape, I did have this keep moving on me, so I'm going to put some tape at the ends here as well so that it doesn't slide that direction. I did this mask the same size as my card so that I really don't have to glue onto my card. You'll see later that I do have to glue on it for when we do the, we're also using the Stamparatus. Okay, so let me just grab my goodies here. I do have my old cleaning pad, and because I'm only using 2 stamps, but I'm using a lot of colors, I'm going to have that right here by me so that I can wash them as I go. And I will also be drying them with my Norwex cloth on my lap. Okay, so my colors are Mossy Meadow, Soft Suede, Pale Papaya, Misty Moonlight, and So Saffron. So we're going to start with we'll start with Misty Moonlight. So I'm going to create the mountain first, and I'm also using Smoky Slate with a sponge dauber, and I'm using, let's see, the So Saffron goes with the brush, and I'm using this stamp like once, and that's going to go here. And the rest of the time I'm using this little stamp. And I'm not sure what it's meant for. It could be sand, but I'm using it sort of as clouds and mountains, okay? So I'm starting with my Misty Moonlight, and maybe I'll use this piece of scrap right here for stamping off. So the first one's going to be full strength, and I'm going to put this right near the top. I want to make sure everything transfers, and you might notice that because this mask will raise up the stamp a little bit, it might not go quite to the edge, but we're going to take care of that in a second. Now I do need to wash it because I'm going to do something fun with this stamp. I'm going to wash that and dry it, and we're going to actually flip it over and use the other side. Because look at that, it's almost exactly the same outline. So it's going to create a look. Whoops, it's not quite dry yet. It helps if it's dry so that it sticks to your block. We're going to use it the opposite side so that it creates a reflection, okay? But because it's just a reflection, I do want it a little bit lighter, so I'm going to stamp it off on my scrap paper. And I'm going to just come in here, going to overlap it just a little bit because that bottom is so that sort of creates a shoreline, and then here's your water. Okay, I'm going to wash it again, and I'm going to use it the same way. I'm going to leave it the way it was. We're going to use it in Pale Papaya. And I am going to just create a little bit of an effect here by moving it just down a little bit past the water. And I think I wanted to stamp that off, but I didn't. Shoot. Okay, a little darker than I meant to. I forgot about that. All right. Hopefully my blues will overpower it. All right. Again, drying it off, and I'm flipping it back over. And now, let's see. Am I flipping it back over? Okay. No. I just wanted to turn it around. Sorry, didn't mean to flip it back over. Just turn it around, and I'm going to create a little bit of blue here. Whoops. If you don't get it dry, it sticks to your ink instead. That's not what you want. So, but I'm going to stamp it off. Whoops, that didn't get totally inked there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and lay it on here, and then I can stamp it down, because I wanted to stamp that off, so that'll be good. I'm going to create a little bit of water here. Okay, and then we're going to create some sand, and I'm actually going to use this one for the sand. And I'm just going to use soft suede and stamp it off. I'm going to flip that over. And we'll waste an image there. And then I'm just going to use this to follow the direction. So I'm turning it sideways so that it fills this bottom space. I definitely want it to fill over here. I'm going to stamp something else over here, so I'm not too worried about it covering that. Okay, and you see how that lifted off the mask. We'll take care of that in a second. So I'm finished with that one. And then the last one is Mossy Meadow. And I'm coming back with this one, actually using it the right direction this time. We're going to ink that in Mossy Meadow, and we're going to create some grass, a grassy hill coming across here. And I'm going to press that down good, because I really want that to get the base. Yeah, that transferred much better. Now, you see we have a lot of spaces here that need to be filled. So I'm going to take my smoky slate and a sponge dauber. And I want everything to be square. So it looks like this might have scooted just a hair. Yep, it did. I probably should have just taped it down instead. Okay, so I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to fill in where any of that may not have completed my square. Even up in here, we'll add a little bit of gray in here. I'm really bummed because that dark color really did not, that dark Pale Papaya wasn't pale enough. But I think maybe once we get the bamboo on, it won't look terrible. Okay, so just remember to stamp off your Pale Papaya. Okay, so I filled in the bottom. We're going to fill in the top with So Saffron. And we'll have to make that probably as dark because it's reflection down here on the water. And I'm just filling that square in really good. Okay, that really looks bad. I'm really sad about that. I probably should have just stopped and started over. But I think you get the idea, and I'll show you the sample again when we're done. So we're finished with that. The next thing I want to do is pull in my Stamparatus. And I actually, maybe we'll close these really quick so I don't make a mess. I actually want to show you how I set up my Stamparatus. So I pulled everything back off so that I could show you the process. So I have both trays here because I'm going to do this on one, and then I'm going to do these branches on another. These are 3 different stamps. Okay. So the one's going to go this direction. The other one will go this direction. And I'll just scoot that there. Okay. So let me grab the ink. Okay, so let's grab the stamp first. So here's the stamp. I'm using this one, and this one. The problem is I usually like to put my card clear in the corner, but because this needs to go past over the edge, I can't do that. So my goal here now is to place it on this line, and I'm actually going to tape it so that it can't move. So I have some Post-it or some washi tape here that I'm going to tape onto my paper so that I can restamp this, because I want it really dark, and that's why I'm doing it on here. I know that I'm going to have to stamp it several times to get it as dark as I want it to be. And I also want to, oops, I just lost something. I also want to cover this edge. I just want it past straight. Okay, so now I can go ahead and close this because that's where I want it. So we'll go ahead and stamp that first, and then I'll know where to put the other pieces. Is everybody with me? Thanks, Jessie. I'm glad you're enjoying it, and Debbie. Okay, so we'll do this one time. See, that's not near dark enough. 2 times. We'll count and see how many we need. I think 3 is going to be the key. Just make sure that's not moving on me. Okay, what do you think? 3 look good? I think that's nice and clear. It gives a lot of detail. So now I can go ahead and set these up. And I want this one coming up here sort of off the edge. And I want this one to just be heading up into the sunset. So I can close that. I want to make sure both of those ends are on the, let me scoot this up just a hair. Make sure both of them are on the trunk, or whatever it's called for bamboo. All right, so now we can ink this one. I am using Mossy Meadow, yes. And this one won't need as many because it doesn't have as much detail. It's more solid, so I'll just do that twice. Okay, now I also want to put one down here, and I especially want to cover up this spot here that there was something on my stamp. So I am going to just pull off this little one, and I have a block here. And I'll just use this one. And I will go ahead and ink that. And I'm not going to put this on the Stamparatus, so I got to stamp this right the first time. Hopefully I cover that smudge. Or that, whatever it was that was on my thing. Up, it didn't quite. But it looks like the bamboo is blossoming. So I guess we'll be okay, unless you know bamboo doesn't do that, right? Okay, so there is our scene. And so take a good look at it now. We're going to run it through the embossing folder, and I'm going to show you how much different it looks once you do that. And hopefully you'll be able to see the difference. Let me get rid of this and grab my Big Daddy embossing machine. And again, I'm using the subtle, I think it's called the subtle embossing folder. And it is, I think the reason they may have discontinued it is because we don't have an actual plate to do this. If you notice, when you emboss, you'll either use 2 clear plates or the gray plate. But this one is an in-between size, and it uses just 1 plate. So if you have this one and you struggle with your layers, I have only plate number 1 with nothing else, no die cut, no die adapter, and 1 number 3 clear plate. Okay, so we're going to stick this in here. I do want to make sure this is lined up good, because it will show if it's not straight. And we'll stick that under there. I should say this is not in between. This is larger than our 3D embossing folders are now. So you can't use the gray plate. The gray plate is makes it too thick. All right, now let's just see how cool this looks. Hopefully you can see the striations in there. I don't know. I know my camera does not like white, so it might be a little bit difficult to see. All right, so last but not least, we're going to stamp. Let me get this back down here. We're going to use the Sending Caring Thoughts, and I have a circle somewhere here. Here we go. Of, I think it's a 2-inch square of crumb cake, and I'm just going to, you know, I embossed that in white. I think I'm going to stamp it this time in green and just see how that looks instead of embossing it. I probably should do it with the Stamparatus. We have 2 sides to the circle if I need the other side, right? Oh yeah, I think that looks okay. Let's try oh, I can't do the other side. I don't know what I have on there. Lines of some sort. Okay. I'm going to back this card differently, and I want you to tell me which one you like best. Let me get some dimensionals here. We'll use 3 or 4 on this. Don't mind my lovely pattern on the back. I just took this out of a bunch of circles that I had, so didn't know what was on it. And we're just going to pop that on here. It's going to sort of cover where the stems come out, which is nice because I'm not sure how they're supposed to actually look when they come out of there. And it looks like, oh, I see what happened. I transferred some of the ink from the previous one that I did because it wasn't dry. I have to make sure I clean that embossing folder. That's sort of a bummer. I wonder if I can erase any of that. Let me grab my little sand eraser. You guys know I like that. Yes, it does look like Lynn and Linda. That's what I love about it. Hoping it's just on the top layer and not down in the cracks. I don't know why I'm fixing this because I hate how this turned out. I think though it's not like, if you didn't know what you wanted it to look like, maybe it's not as noticeable, but I like how this one looks like the sun is reflecting on the water here. This one just doesn't do that. So you can see why I'm not liking that as much. Okay, so this time I chose soft suede as my background. And you know, I'm not going to glue that on here because it looks like I got something on here for some reason. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like on the front of this one. And then here's the one with Mossy Meadow. So I thought you guys could tell me which one you like best. And if you like the embossed white or if you like the stamped. I think that would have looked pretty stamped in soft suede as well. That would have pulled the soft suede in a little bit more. So anyways, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and pull out your Stamparatus and use it when you want something to really pop on your card. Hey Debbie, welcome. So yeah, that, I don't know. I just love scenes, and I love our designer paper, the New Horizons paper. But when you run out of that, you always have these fabulous stamp sets that you can make great scenes with. And I'm happy that the girl, I'm sorry I don't know who did this, but yeah, I just love the stamp set and all of the other scene ones that we have. So thank you, Kelly. I appreciate it. You guys are wonderful. All right, so maybe you guys would like me to send this card to one of you. Thanks, Kelly, for sharing the last video. I appreciate that. And to Lara and Teresa, and I forget, I'm not sure who else shared. I'm sorry. Sometimes if you haven't liked my page, I think that when you share, it doesn't tell me. Or maybe you have to be a friend. I'm not sure how that is. But one of the persons, it didn't show me who shared it. So when you share, just let me know that you did too, so that I can make sure I put you in the drawing. So I will send the card to one of you. I'll do the drawing next week, and I will send one of these cards to you guys. Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks for joining me. Pop back with me next week. Some of you I'll see at class this week. Class is at my house on Tuesday morning and evening, and on Wednesday, okay, Sylvia, good. On Wednesday at Sylvia's house, and then next Monday in Chambersburg at Andrea's house. So if you want to know where those locations are, let me know, and I will get you there. All right, take care, guys.